Hi. In this slide, what I want to do is look at some good model work that a professor at Texas A&M. This is an acronym for Texas A&M University. Has been working on over the last 6, 7, 8 years. A fine gentleman named Barry Lawrence down there at Texas A&M has been working with distributors to talk about, well, how do we do a better job of stratifying our customers? In other words, they're not all the same. We shouldn't treat them all the same with the same standard service model. And he created a compelling little grid where it broke into 4 quadrants, and he gave names to these of core customers and opportunistic customers and marginal customers and service drain customers, and came up with some conclusions about them. And he said, obviously, customers that have a lot of gross margin dollar are probably better than ones that have less. Obviously, with more sales volume, you're going to get more gross margin dollar. And then where you have high sales and high margin dollar totals, and even higher margin percent, and lower cost to serve, obviously you're going to make a lot more money on those guys. But they have not, and it's not necessarily their capability, to say, well, how do you create cost to serve models? Because different distributors and different channels have got different math economic problems. Some distributors have big central warehouses and little pop stands, and some people have trucks that do this and that and so forth. So everybody's got their peculiarities and lots of issues off the back end as far as rebates with suppliers. So that's a big question mark, is the cost to serve. So at any rate, once we have these 4 quadrants of customers, we know intuitively, sort of, well, okay, what should we do about these guys? It's sort of the question, Shane. Well, these guys are really good, so we want to do more with them and so forth. And these guys down here really stink, and what should we do about that? And so I want to follow their good work and, in a sense, build on it and sort of ask more questions and dive a little deeper into some of the answers to those questions. A second big question down here is, if we know cost to serve, so we can figure out net profits, how do we sort of say, well, does this customer going to generate the same net profit year after year, or is the customer growing faster than the industry and more profitably so? So if we married them, they would grow us, and so the expected lifetime, take 10 years of profits from these guys, discount it to a net present value, they're going to be a much, much more valuable customer than somebody who's just growing on a flat, steady, profitable basis, or somebody who's declining, or somebody who's already a loser and is going to give us a write-off in 4 years. Put a net present value on that puppy. So the those are key questions right off the bat that we should say, great model, and what about this? Down here I've put references. In YouTube playlist 3, there's a lot of information on cost to serve models. In playlist 4, there are more specific clips on 5 most profitable customers, 5 most important target accounts, and 5 biggest losers. Here, in this particular model, the Texas A&M group has said, well, all right, these guys are they're service drain. We're losing money, but they do buy a lot of our sort of core products, and maybe there are some moderate economies of scale, and so it leaves a question mark. It's like, well, what do we do? And their thinking kind of stops right there. We want to push their thinking further on. So let's go to the next slide and and track the taxonomy of the Texas A&M stratification model. Thank you.